Tonight, the case involving a Phoenix yoga teacher who was found dead in a rock quarry earlier this year has been closed, but his family tells us that they're still searching for answers. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. The body of 45-year-old Marcus Freiberger was found on March 19th. And despite his cause of death being ruled as undetermined, Phoenix police closed the case.
12 News journalist Chase Golightly is joining us live at Phoenix Police Headquarters, after speaking with Freiberger's dad and sister. And Chase, they say that there is a lot more that detectives need to look into.
Creepy, that's right. They say that they have so many questions regarding this case, especially after they received this 115-page police report detailing Marcus's death investigation. It includes evidence that was recovered, as well as interviews with those who saw and spoke with Marcus right before he disappeared.
Because there's too many unanswered questions in the report.
And not unanswered because there is no answer. It's unanswered because no one's asking.
Both Dutch Freiberger and Tina Hall, the father and sister of Marcus Freiberger, are frustrated.
It's just terrible. We're just dumbfounded.
It was back in February when Marcus, a popular yoga instructor in Phoenix, was last seen alive. A month later, his body was found naked, floating in a rock quarry. Police never recovered his phone or car keys. Both Hall and Freiberger believe their loved one was murdered.
He didn't put himself in a rock quarry.
But they were told by Phoenix police Marcus's case has been closed.
Everything just stopped and they just closed it, and that was just it.
They believe it's because the county medical examiner report said Marcus's cause of death is undetermined. The report writing Marcus suffered blunt force trauma and multiple fractures. However, the examiner noted it's possible his death was caused by drowning and acute methamphetamine intoxication. But several factors warrant further consideration. Some of those leads Marcus's family believes are detailed in this 115-page police report, where investigators spoke with dozens of people who knew Marcus, including someone who helped him move out of his apartment on February 21st, the last day his father heard from Marcus, who officers never followed up on. A woman claiming that Marcus owed her parents money, and another man who claimed he met Marcus through a dating app on February 22nd, and while he did see Marcus that night, they never got together, which Hall questions.
Like, how do you know they never hooked up? Just because he said they never hooked up?
Then there's the DNA evidence found inside Marcus's truck that was near where his body was recovered. When the family asked Phoenix police when that DNA would be processed, they said it would be years. But now, since the case is closed, it will never be processed.
Because it was not deemed a criminal act.
Freiberger and Hall hoping someone will come forward with new information that will lead to Marcus's case getting reopened, so they can finally get closure on what happened.
We may never have an answer. We just know there's more answers out there that I don't believe were dug up.
Now, Phoenix police did confirm that Marcus's missing persons case and death investigation have been closed. They reiterated that they weren't looking into this as a homicide investigation. Now, I did ask them what led to the decision to close both these cases, but at this time, I'm still waiting to hear a response, but I was told they are looking into it. We're live in Phoenix tonight. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Chase, thanks. About an hour ago, the federal government officially shut down, and both sides tonight are pointing fingers. Democrats were hoping to secure more money for the Affordable Care Act subsidies before costs start to skyrocket for consumers. Republicans say there's time to negotiate that later and wanted to pass a clean bill to keep the government open. Now, national parks are set to close and many federal workers will be furloughed. Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid payments and VA benefits will still be paid, but military members and TSA agents will have to work without pay.
Tonight, the cleanup continues in eastern Arizona after last week's devastating flooding in Miami and Globe. The floods left 3 people dead, and it's feared that others may still be missing. We're told that rescue crews used cadaver dogs today to search for possible victims. Now, nearly 1,000 kids are off of school this week because of all the damage. Today, 12 News journalist Craig Harris got an up-close look at the cleanup efforts.
The flooding hit here in Miami first on Thursday, causing massive damage to the school, possibly millions of dollars. And now school is out all week, and if they come back next week, it might be on a staggered schedule. When the water started gushing through his office, Miami Unified Superintendent Richard Ramos knew something was wrong.
All of a sudden, I could see water coming from underneath the door. So we were all saturated with water, and it was like an all hands on deck approach. Anybody that was in the area grabbed a broom, a squeegee, and we were all trying to squeegee the water out to the parking lot. And it was a really, really devastating experience.
Ramos showed us all the destruction at the middle and high school. The offices, the library, and the cafeteria was so bad, the cleanup crews put up police tape and we couldn't see it. The damaged cafeteria is also a big problem.
We have about 930 kids in our district, and so all of them get free and reduced lunch. And so it's really important that we provide them the 2 meals, breakfast as well as lunch. And so I'm really concerned about our kids right now because sometimes they depend on the school district in order for them to provide food.
Ramos said school will be out all week to deal with repairs, and they hope to return next Monday. While the floodwaters rolled into the parking lot last week, it didn't affect the school's prized livestock program with goats and steers. Reporting from Miami, I'm Craig Harris, 12 News.
The Salvation Army has deployed emergency teams to help people impacted by the flooding. If you'd like to help, just text the word GLOBE to 51555. And once you do that, you'll get a link so that you can donate. 100% of the money goes to disaster relief efforts and will also be used for cleanup. The Salvation Army is also setting up a disaster assistance center at the Gila County Fairgrounds. Again, if you'd like to help, text the word GLOBE to 51555 to get that link. Tonight, the father of a teen shot and killed by police more than 6 years ago continues to call for accountability. A group rallied outside Phoenix City Hall tonight to highlight the killing of Jacob Harris. Harris was with a group of friends during an armed robbery back in 2019. Police say Harris pointed a gun at officers before being shot, something that his family disputes. The officers involved in the shooting were cleared of any wrongdoing, but Harris's friends, Johnny Reed, Jeremiah Triplett, and Soraya Busani, were charged with his death. They've been in custody ever since.
I want real justice for Jacob, and real justice for Jacob is bringing Johnny and Soraya and these Phoenix 3 home. And that's what I'm going to continue to fight. That's what I'm going to go into this courtroom tomorrow and demand that they do is release Johnny immediately. I think it's sad that this child has been in prison for 7 years, almost 7 years for something he did not do.
In addition to accountability for the officers, Jacob's family is now calling for the repeal of Arizona's felony murder statute that allowed Harris's friends to be charged for his death. We are following some developing news after the Paradise Valley Unified School District superintendent was placed on leave tonight. The school board called an emergency session at 4:30 this evening and voted unanimously to place Superintendent Todd Cummings on administrative leave. Dr. Dan Corson, the assistant superintendent, will be acting superintendent. Stay with 12 News as we work to learn more about the situation.
New tonight, a brand new brewery has made its way into downtown Phoenix. Formation Brewing is the newest addition to Roosevelt Row, and the Colorado team behind it has been working on the project for more than a year. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono is live near 5th Street in Roosevelt tonight. And Bianca, they had to overcome an unfortunate obstacle along the way, right?
Yeah, Mark, with any new business, there's going to be delays and challenges, of course. But something the team here did not expect was to have a critical piece of their equipment stolen.
Come on in.
Inside downtown Phoenix's newest brewery, it's clear each beer on tap is brewed with care.
We have 7 serving tanks, and it's going to be basically from tank to glass.
Charlie Berger and Sam Townsend are with Formation Brewing.
I'm excited to try and do some local stuff with things in Arizona that we might not have in Colorado.
It's an offshoot of a Colorado family of brands called Wildling, and their first Arizona venture is a place centered around community.
Formation is things coming together. Formation is unity. A conversation around a beer with somebody that your friend, your neighbor, somebody you know, somebody you don't, but they become your friend at the end of a couple beers, that's for sure.
Their team spending countless hours finalizing each design detail.
Don't forget to shoot the plant wall.
Menu item.
Elevated, humble food.
And of course, the equipment to brew their craft beers. So when a critical piece of it was stolen, it was an unexpected setback.
They hit the heart Like, they hit one of the most important parts for sure.
Someone cut through a locked cage and stole the copper from their glycol unit, the equipment used to keep their beer cold. It's an amount of copper likely only valued at $20, but for them, it meant a brand new system worth thousands.
It'll be a fun thing to talk about 10 years from now. Remember how that sucked? Man, but we got through it. For private events, we can change what's up here.
Despite the delay, they've maintained a positive attitude, using their own craft beer community to find a solution, able to truck in their beer from Colorado in the interim.
You roll with the punches, and you know, at the end of the day, we're here to bring people together and not worry about those things.
Best part, obviously.
They say it's an obstacle they've overcome, proud to finally open their doors in the desert.
I walked by on like Friday, and it was just, there was so much energy, and I heard a couple people say like, wow, when they walked in, so it was like, we did it.
And as you can see, the brewery is open for business now, but they have their big grand opening party on November 8th. All are welcome and encouraged to come. We're live in downtown Phoenix tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thank you.